Okay, now in this segment we're going to show everybody how to properly clean your clippers. Now you're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver, some clipper oil, and obviously your clippers. Also, you're going to want to have a small brush to brush out the hair with and to clean your clipper blades. Now the first thing you're going to do is start by unscrewing your clippers. And you're going to follow the same technique with any pair of clippers that you end up cleaning. Take out the screws. Sometimes you don't have to take out the screws, you can just loosen them. But your main objective is just to take the case apart. Now you don't have to do this after every cut, but you will want to do this at least once a week, if not that often, once a month. Now as you can see, after I pop my clippers open, how dirty they are on the inside. You see all the hair. On the right side is the part with the motor, the left side is just the body. And with the Andes Masters, you'll do the same thing with just taking off the cover, as you will see in the next segment. Now these T outliners are connected by a red wire and a black wire in the back, so you cannot completely take them apart without screwing with your wiring of your clippers. Now all you're going to want to do is use your finger or a brush or a paper towel, something just to brush all of this hair out of the clippers with. It doesn't matter how you get it out, as long as you just get it out. I mean, the hair is dirty, so, and you also don't want it to affect your clippers. So use your finger, use a brush, a paper towel, anything just to get that hair out of there. And make sure, as you can see, the wire is connected up top, to not disconnect those. So don't pull them too far apart, you don't want to break your clippers. And be gentle. Now as you go over to the side with the motor in it, basically you just want to clean out all the spaces, clean out all the hair on the motor. Don't take anything else apart inside the clippers unless you're a certified technician. You know exactly what you're doing and you know how to fix them if you take the clippers apart. Just get in between all the spaces, get as much hair out of there as you can. You don't want anything affecting the way your clippers cut. And in this instance, if you want to take off the blade, you can, but you do not have to. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of clipper oil and I'm going to place it on my blade. You always want to keep your blades oiled after every cut so they can cut the best. If not, they'll get dry, and when you feel that your clippers aren't cutting that well or getting stuck when you're going through somebody's head, then that means your clippers are dry. You need to put oil on them. So now, after you get it all cleaned out on the inside, get your clipper blades oiled from the inside out, you'll just snap it back together like you did how you took it apart. It's very easy. Make sure the wires are tucked in. Take your screwdriver and tighten the screws back. Take your time, do not rush, and and do not force your clippers back into together. If your clippers don't snap together perfectly or fit together well, then usually there's something in the way or you're doing something wrong. You should never have to force them back on together. Then take your brush off any excess hair on the outside on your blades. Turn your blades upside down and turn them on so the clipper oil can spread throughout. Okay, now in the Andes Masters, you're doing the same thing. As you can see, my clippers are adjusted, and you can see how close the bottom blade is to the top blade, and that's how your Masters should look after they're adjusted. Check out the videos on YouTube for more information on adjusting the Andes Masters and other clippers also. Now, as you can see with my Masters, I'm going to use a flathead screwdriver instead of a Phillips head. Make sure you use the right size screwdriver. You don't want to strip your screws. Now with these clippers, all they have is a front plate on it. And as you'll see, when I take this off, I'm going to take my flathead, I'm going to put it in the hole, and I'm just going to pop it. Because it is stuck on there pretty well. So you want to go ahead, wipe out that outside plate. It'd be easy, it's just to grab a towel and just give it a swipe. But as you see, I'm using the brush and it works just as well. That part's going to be very easy to clean. And the inside of your clippers is going to have a motor part with a cover around it. So go ahead, get in between all those little spaces. There's going to be way more little spaces in these Masters than there was in the Outliners. So go ahead and get between all those small spaces and just get all the hair out. Now, any pair of clippers that you have, whether they're a pair of Andes Masters or Andes T Outliners, it's going to be the same concept behind cleaning them out. It's all about taking them apart and just cleaning them out. Do not take off any screws that you do not know how to fix or what you don't know what you're doing. So only take apart the case that you know you only have to put back together and put your couple screws back in. Otherwise you'll be in trouble and your clippers might not cut as well. You might mess something up inside. So, and now all you have to do is take your screws, put them back in, screw them back together, and these Masters are good to go. Now also you're going to want to do the same thing with oiling your blades, especially with the Masters or any type of your main cutting clippers that you actually cut off the head of hair with, the whole head. You're going to want to oil after every single cut. Dry blades give you dull cuts. Always keep your blades moist. Always use clipper cleaner. Always use clipper oil. Now as you see, I just wipe off any excess hair on the blade. Put my drop of oil on the outside, the middle, and the far outside. So one on each side and one in the middle. Turn your clippers on.